Hey FlossTube, Brandon here, also known as your Javi around various parts of the internet. Coming back at you with my second official actual FlossTube. I know I've had some posts. I did a quick tutorial on kind of how I start projects with my floss, and then there's been a couple of the live stream Stitch with Me videos we've done. But finally getting back to doing an actual FlossTube video, give to some updates on some projects, a finish, a new start, and some progress on a couple of pieces. But first, I just want to delve into thanks for all those who come out to our live stitches. It's a lot of fun to have you guys there with us. And just a quick update on it, you probably won't see one in December. December being a holiday month, B, my birthday month. It tends to get a bit busy for us around here, and I'm sure busy from a lot of other people being the holiday season. And also we kind of want to try to figure out how to maybe move where we stitch. It's not as comfortable in here for both of us to sit and stitch for an extended period of time. It's not kind of our natural flow, so we end up getting, being sore because we're hunched over in a weird way. We also are probably going to be switching to maybe a weekend day to do it as well. It's really rough at the end of the day to kind of, once you think you're done, able to sit down and relax and take a deep breath, to actually know I've got to be on in front of an audience for even a little bit more. So I think we're also going to play with doing it on the weekend. That way it can be a little bit more relaxed, a little more chill, and hopefully a little bit more fun for everyone. So that's kind of the plans with that going forward. We'll see what we can come up with, what we'll do, but as always, we will keep you in the loop on what our plans are and when the next time we plan to do that. But look for us to come back strong with that in the new year. That being said, I do have some starts, and we'll start / progress. We'll start with progress. So the first one I'm going to show you is actually not going to be progress, but unfortunately I'm going to actually rip out a lot. I started this I thought it was neat. Twinkle twinkle little star there with the Death Star in the middle, and was going well on it. This is what I have on it. And so Twinkle Twinkle came out fine, started doing the Death Star, and then something went wrong with either counting or I was using the wrong color floss, because the grays are really similar and the symbols are the symbols are okay, but I think the grays got a little too similar, and so I got a little all chuck off. So I'm actually going to rip out the entire Death Star and just start it over. The Twinkle Twinkle is fine, thankfully, but I am going to rip out the entire Death Star and just kind of almost pretty much start over on this pattern. Fun times. The other one is one I've done a little bit of progress on, both on and off stream, and it's basically essentially a Legend of Zelda sampler, you could say. And this is my progress. Oops. Got a couple of the letters done. We'll see if I can't pull in close here. When I started doing it, I was using 2 strands, and I didn't like the way it looked. I thought it looked really, really clustered. It wasn't what I wanted. So then when I switched, I actually started doing 1 strand over here on all the stuff. So the shield is 2 strands I didn't like, so I started doing 1 strand on the letters and the people, and I like it a whole lot better. I think it just looks a lot neater, a lot more crisp, a lot more 8-bit, and that's kind of what I'm wanting with that, considering it's a Legend of Zelda pattern. The next one, I will pop in a picture of essentially what it's going to be like. I don't have an exact picture, unfortunately, but it's from the old Nintendo video game, A Boy and His Blob, where a boy and his blob are going through adventures. You can feed him different jelly beans and the blob will turn into different things. It was one of Jen's favorites growing up, so it's something I'm stitching for her. I've kind of got his head, as you can tell, outlined, and just kind of going through working on that. and we'll take care of that. I've done him on and off stream as well. I started probably my biggest project to date. I was trying to hold off onto it until I got more finishes, I got more stuff done, but I didn't want to wait anymore. I did start Long Dog Samplers, the Templar Prophecy. And so I don't have a great deal of much, but I do got a good little corner going here. Whoop. And so I am using, I have the floss here, bear with me. I thought I pulled all I would need. Of course I did not. I am using a variegated Gentle Arts. I'm using Currant. So it's kind of like a deep shades of red. It looks really good on my fabric. That is the most ginormo piece of fabric I have ever attempted to stitch on. This thing could be a blanket for me. I can just sit here, curl up, take a nap. May came in, so she'll curl up too. Watson is pouting for some reason. That's her pouting face when she just kind of hangs over her bed and stares. Why are you pouting? That slow get up. Oh, your life is so hard. Yes. So now I have both animals in with me, but no, fabric is huge. As far as it is an Ada of some sort, into which, yes, I know, no, you're going to ruin it all, into which I can put tiny X's on to eventually form an overall pattern. Just kidding. This is a 16 count. Picture this plus Ada. No, it is, I promise. I have it written down actually. And the color is Cauldron. So it's a 16 count Cauldron. Picture this plus Ada. It's really nice. I'm really enjoying. I wanted something that kind of looked like castle wallish, or like something you would see in a stone motif. That's kind of also why I chose like the kind of the darker, more burnt color. So it's like something you would see like on it, like you in a castle wall as like an old school prophecy type thing. And then finally, therein, I do have a finish. It's my first one in a while. I did finish my Legend of Zelda piece. All 3 triangles are now officially done and taken care of. And so that's nice. So we've got, you know, the top triangle for you guys. Bottom one. And that bottom one. I'm super glad. I'm super excited on how this turned out. Looking forward to getting it framed, and may actually end up trying to see if we can get it in a triangle. Yeah, see the pattern there. So I think it should be easily done. Hopefully, if there's enough space on some of the edges, like I don't know how much corner space you would need to do a triangle frame, because I know nothing of framing this stuff. I just kind of say, here's my done piece. And then one day they eventually come back framed. Watson is officially woken up, it looks like, and is no longer moping. Are you done moping? Yeah? Well, animals antics aside, those are probably the projects I'm working on the most right now. And in all honesty, I'm currently only working, except when doing the live stream stuff, working on the Templar Prophecy. It's about the only thing I currently want to stitch, which is a little bit interesting change of pace. So we'll see how long that lasts before I switch to something else entirely. Yes, thank you, Watson. So yeah, so look for more shenanigans in the future. Definitely look for more live streams coming, like I said, probably the new year, probably January, as we figure out how to kind of move out of the office space into more of our living room, where it is a lot more comfortable and a lot more of our natural stitching spots. That way we can do them for an extended period, more extended period of time. Just kind of be more comfortable with it. Like I said, we're probably switching the date to be on a weekend, either probably a Saturday, as well as we won't be back in December. It'll be in January. Also, a huge thank you to anyone and everyone that participated in the 24 Hours of Cross Stitch mini marathon that we had in November, as I was gaming for charity for Extra Life during that stream. If you do not know, me streaming 24 hours gaming for Extra Life is kind of the catalyst for what turned into the 24 Hours of Cross Stitch group. My wife Jen, who started it, her and her mom, well, she was talking to her mom, was like, do you think we could stitch for 24 hours? Which turned into, well, let's find out if we can stitch for 24 hours, which turned into they did stitch for 24 hours. And then now it's become the huge, amazing group that it is over on Facebook. But huge thank you to anyone, either if you donated, if you watched for a little bit, if you hung out, if you stitched in solidarity at some point during the day for an extended period of time. Do greatly appreciate it. It was a huge event this year. I think it's the biggest thus far. I mean, tends to do that every year, but it's nice to have that kind of snowball effect for a good charity and a good cause, for the Children's Miracle Hospital Network that the money goes to. But I've rambled on long enough. Those are my starts, my works in progress currently, and my finish. Eventually, once I get it fully finished, I'll bring it back out to show that, whether or not we put it in a square or a triangle frame. That's yet to be determined, yet to be figured out, but we'll make something happen, and you'll get to see it one day. But for now, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.